Anybody down for a little firework fun and a competition? What is up, my people? My name is Stifflered and welcome back to the cafe. This is a little update for the TreeCrafters server and an announcement about a new feature added to the server, the 1.12 version server, and a competition that is coming up to set our server off into 1.13.1 with a bang. As you can see, these fireworks look pretty dang cool, and that is because they are using a new plugin that I just installed on the server called Ultimate Fireworks, and it adds a lot of features. And I'm going to get to the competition here in just a little bit, but I want to show off what some of these features are right now. First off, there is a new command that you should know about, and it's real simple, /UF. Type that in, and it brings up a new GUI here. I haven't changed anything with this GUI. This is just the default from the Ultimate Fireworks plugin, but it lists off all of the different types of fireworks that you can get, and I've made them all completely free for you in this last month of the TreeCrafters server being on 1.12.2. Let's go through a few of these right now. First off, we got the rockets, and now some of these rockets are going to look pretty familiar to you, but some of them also are going to look a little different and act a little bit different. So over here on the left, on the top, we have regular rockets. Now some of these will be different. They might be shaped like stars or go different colors and everything. And then you have the strike rockets. And here we have rocket with name and entity rocket. Now let's go through each one of these one at a time. We got regular rockets here. So I'll just set off a whole bunch of those, and you can see they look pretty cool. Let me launch a few more of those real quick. Dang. It just looks so much more epic than the normal vanilla rockets. Next we have the strike rockets. Now they do something kind of interesting. They launch up and then they keep going. They don't stop pretty far, and they look awesome, of course. We can launch a few of those, actually. And let's see them go. It looks incredible. Next up, we have the name rocket, rocket with name. And if I right-click on that there, it launches up, and you can see, pops up my name there. Whoever launches the rocket is actually the one whose name will appear there. Now, there are some other text options that you can add in if you don't want to show your name, but you want to show somebody else's name. There are some options for that, but we're going to get to that in just a moment. But for now, that's a pretty simple way to get your name up in flames, I guess? Particles, something. Finally, there is the entity rocket. Now this one is pretty dangerous. You might not actually really want to use it, but if you right click, you will go on top of it and fly off. But I also think that this could be used. Let's see. We can, yeah, there he goes. So let's grab some, let's grab some, I don't know, some chickens? No, some sheep. Yeah, there we go. And we'll grab like 4 different sheep and then launch them all off. It's kind of ridiculous. But you can send them up there flying. And they do take fall damage, but they shouldn't be hurt by the rocket itself. So if you wanted to send yourself flying, you can do that and it shouldn't hurt you until you fall back down to the ground. Now we're going to skip over the batteries and move to something else because I want to show the batteries last. They're pretty cool. But let's type /UF and look at the fountains. And there are a few different types of fountains. You have small fountain, normal fountain, big fountain, and then you have packs here. So you can get a pack of 4 of the small fountain or a pack of 2 of the normal fountain. It doesn't really matter because you can get unlimited of these since there is no cost. But let's grab one of each here and I will show you the difference. We'll start with the small, normal, and then large over here. And they all look about the same, but you're going to see here in just a second that small one was finished first, and then the medium or normal size one will be finished here in just a second, and then that last one right over there, the big guy, that big fountain, will finish up. And when it's done, it explodes, and it actually takes a copy of the blocks around it and sends them flying, which is kind of a cool little effect. Next up, we got confetti. There's small, normal, and big confetti, and it works a little bit different than the fountain, so it's not about the length of time that it lasts, but it will actually be the size, and it only lasts a couple of seconds. But yeah, so I can't really show you that well, but it is larger size if you use the larger ones there, and if you get a whole bunch of them, you can have some cool confetti going on all around you, which is pretty sweet. Now, the rocket bow may or may not be too useful to you unless you want to send off rockets in the distance, which maybe you do. In which case, you just grab one of those rocket bows, and wherever you shoot, that is the direction that that rocket is going to fly. And then it just kind of goes off at the end in a random direction. Yeah, it'll go in that general direction over there, or you can send it over in that way. And when it comes to the competition, this might be really useful, but for, normal use, you may not get too much use out of it. I'm not too sure. You guys may obviously come up with some cool ideas that I can't think of, and you might love the rocket bow, but I'm not seeing too much of a use for it just yet for our needs. Next up, we have the gyro. And there is only one type of gyro, but it does something that's pretty neat, and it's kind of random too. So you place it down, and it just kind of bounces around, and it sends up these sparks all over the place. Like if you've ever played with fireworks as a kid, you'll know that there's those pop rocks and stuff like that that fly around all over the ground, and that's what the gyro does. It's kind of neat. Next up, we have the firecracker, and there are 3 of those: small, normal, and big. Let's see what they do. Let's throw the small one down, give a few seconds here, and it just launches a couple of little blocks up. But let's throw the big one down. Let's watch that. It should be pretty big. There it goes. It's pretty sweet. So, you might find a use for that. I think it's pretty cool. Notice that it doesn't actually break any of the blocks. It's just taking copies of the blocks and throwing them. And then they, of course, disappear at the end. So you're not going to destroy any of your builds or anything with these. It just launches some fake blocks around. All right, now let's check out the battery. And that will be the last type of firework that you can use in the GUI, the /UF GUI, and there are a few different types of batteries. So we have small, normal, and big, but then there are also these over here, and they also are small, normal, and big. Now there's a difference, alright? So notice that these are small battery, normal battery, big battery, and these here are small 3 battery, normal 3 battery, and big 3 battery. And these essentially will send a continuous stream of rockets. Let's set the time to night. It's going to send a continuous stream of rockets into the air every second or so. What you might want to do is string a few of these together, and that way you get a nice set of rockets all going up in the same direction. Now with the 3 batteries, small 3 battery, normal, and big, it's actually going to send up 3 fireworks at the same time. So now you can see there's just a ton of them going all at once, which is pretty cool. Now the small batteries are going to last for a shorter time than the normal, and the normal will last shorter than the big, of course. And at the end, each of these TNTs will explode, and just like with those firecrackers, will send blocks flying all over the place. Now I've got to sit here and watch the show and wait for these to run out. Now, the last 2 types of fireworks are really, really interesting, and they allow you to do a bit of customization beyond just having cool fireworks shooting off into the sky. The first one that I want to show you is images, and I have a command that you can type in. It's /UF and then space rocket picture, one word with a capital P. The number 1 or up to 64, I suppose, if you want that many. That's the quantity of rockets you'll get. And then the the file name that you want to use. And I have a bunch of different files that are already uploaded and ready for you to use. You can check out that list on the forums. But we're going to check out this tc.png, and it gave me one right there. And you can see in the lore, it says the picture tc.png. And if I launch this off, it shows the TreeCrafters logo, which is pretty cool. Now, it's not a super high-res image, obviously, and we can only keep these images about that size. We can't go a whole lot bigger than that, but they look pretty cool. And with some of the other images that I have, which I have 4 already set up and ready to show off for you right now. So we have TCPNG, we also have Tree in Coffee, Anno.png, and ShockedTree.png. So let's just launch all 3 of these at the same time. Check them out. So we got the Tree in Coffee, Anno, and the Shocked Tree. And all 3 of those are emojis. In fact, all of the images that are being used in these fireworks are from the emoji set that you might have already noticed in Discord. So these are pretty sweet, and you might find a cool way to use those as well in the competition. And finally, there is the rocket text. And that is a custom rocket that you can type in your own text right here. This is so cool. Let's do that. So we have /UF rocket text, one word with a capital T, the number 1, and then you type in your text and type enter. And then you get that rocket there at the end, and in the lore you can see this is so cool. So let's set it off, and we probably have to set it to night, but there we go. That is how it works. And this is definitely so cool. I don't think it's becoming night. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's launch this one more time and see if we can see that better. This is so cool. Is it not so cool? Oh, it's backwards now. That's interesting. F5 does weird things, I guess. Alright, so what does all of this mean for you and the competition? We are going to run a bit of a competition over the next month, and I'm super pumped about this because I wanted to do a bunch of competitions. In fact, in the future, when we launch TreeCrafters into beta, we are going to have competitions, I think, at least on a monthly basis, and eventually I'd love to move it to a weekly basis as well. But what is this competition going to be about? Well, your job is to make an epic firework display and to show it off in 1 month. The first Saturday of November is going to be your opportunity to show off your firework display during a live stream right here on the TreeCrafters server. I'm going to hop on and I'm going to go through every single person's submission and check out those fireworks displays. You can use every single firework that is in /UF GUI. You can also use any of those images that you would like. If you have another image that you'd like me to add as well, I'd be happy to, but it will be made available to all other players, so you don't get an edge just because you get to use a custom image. You could make your display just something that's really simple and elegant, like stationary in front of your base, or if you want to get really fancy, you could build a roller coaster which uses all of these rockets. Now, one thing to know is that dispensers don't actually launch these fireworks properly, so however you get this set up, you will have to take that into consideration. One tip that I can give you is once you get things set up and ordered, so you have your organization and the order that you want the fireworks to go off in, put them in your inventory in the order that you want them to show up. And then That way, as you are running along, say there's a roller coaster and you want rockets to go off in like this order here, well, you could run and set it here and then go to the next one and then drop one of those down and then one of those down and one of those down, and whoever is watching off in the distance will be able to see it happening. Or if they're riding by on their roller coaster that you built, then they can see those fireworks going off. It might be a good idea for you to team up with some other people as well, so keep that in mind. If you want a few of you running around launching the rockets at the same time or in different areas really short next to each other, then you might want to consider teaming up with someone. One of my favorite things about fireworks shows is when they sync up the music to match the fireworks. So I encourage you guys to check out music over on Epidemic Sound and find the music that you think will match your fireworks display the best so that you can have an epic show. Epidemic Sound is the service that I use for all of the music on my YouTube channel, and I have a license to play any of it during any of my live streams or videos, which is exactly the music that you're listening to right now in the background. That is why you should use epidemicsound.com. Sign up with a free account. You don't need to get a subscription. You do not need to pay for a license or buy any of the songs. Just sign up for a free account and then click browse, and you can use all of the tools and filters through here to find the music that you think will match up with your fireworks show the best. Now you may be wondering, what do you win? Well, that's a very good question, friend, and I think that you will enjoy the winnings for this competition. First off, winners will be chosen during the live stream on the first Saturday of November. So we are actually going to go through and look at all of the submissions and also do the voting for those at the end. If there's any ties, then I will be the tiebreaker, and Leah might even give a hand as well with that. But what do you win? What do you win? A few different things, actually. First, you will be able to design the fireworks display that will be in the brand new spawn hub of the new beta TreeCrafters server network, which is currently being worked on. Second, the winners will get a Fire Marshal prefix added to their account that they can toggle on anytime they want to show that they won that fireworks competition. Next, I'm going to add in a particle effect trail that the fireworks winner and second and third place winners will all receive, so that they can run around the spawn hub or just run around the world and have those particles trailing behind them, showing off their fancy particle workage. And last but not least, you will have full permission to use all of the fireworks at no cost, while everybody else is going to have to pay for those fireworks using in-game currency. You'll get to use all of them for free, just like you are right now on the alpha server. That last bit will actually go for all the first, second, and third place winners. So if you don't quite win that top prize, that's okay. You can still get a chance to get those free fireworks to use around your base once we launch into the beta server of TreeCrafters. There's going to be more information on the forums, so make sure you head to treecrafters.online and check out all of the details there about how to submit your designs as we go through the next month and what other rules there might be involved. If you don't see it once this video is published and you watch it, just wait a few hours and it'll pop up here soon. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I'm excited to see what you all build. I'm especially excited to see some epic roller coasters timed perfectly to match up with the music that you all select. I can't wait to see what's going on, and I will talk to you all next time.